That breaking news tonight. What started as a domestic assault call became a high-speed police chase between Nebraska and Iowa, ending in a deadly shooting involving officers. 6 News' Joe Harris has more on the wild chains of events. Joe, what can you tell us?
Authorities say 2 men are now dead following this incident. It's one that started here in Omaha and trailed into Iowa. It was an intense day for Omaha Police. They say shortly before 6 this morning, officers responded to a domestic assault call at a southwest Omaha home. The investigation led them to a residence at 9927 Essex Drive.
Officers made entry into the residence and located a white male victim down inside the residence, apparently deceased by gunfire. That victim has been identified as Stephen Greg Donsbach.
By then, they had a person of interest, 42-year-old Matthew Briggs, and they believed he was carrying a gun. OPD says they found Briggs's vehicle during a routine patrol in Mandan Park near Bellevue.
At about 3:30 in the afternoon, a carjacking took place just south of Mandan Park. A pursuit ensued involving multiple jurisdiction units as well as the Omaha Police helicopter. That pursuit ended here in Council Bluffs.
At times, the chase went over 100 miles per hour. They were near Iowa Western Community College when officers shot Briggs. Chris Ensign says first responders took Briggs to UNMC, where he was declared dead. He says a chase involving both states' law enforcement agencies and an investigation of this magnitude doesn't happen often.
This is a very volatile situation. Again, this is a suspect in a homicide that occurred earlier in Omaha, Nebraska. The coordination and collaboration between all the jurisdictions has been absolutely phenomenal.
He says the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation has activated an officer-involved investigation team in conjunction with Omaha and Council Bluffs Police. It's preliminary at this time, so they won't say which agency's officers shot Briggs. Now, they haven't determined a motive for the homicide at this time, but they've conducted several interviews. The investigation is ongoing. Taylor?
All right, Joe, thank you for that report.